about numbers for that and a couple different estimates, maybe not quite 4,000 people. But sales for the bar that evening were almost $1,200 more than last year. So that's huge. So I feel that was a good thing. So, you know, we're not making the numbers inside, but every chance we get an opportunity to make sales outside, what the norm is, we're doing well there. So hopefully we can keep that rolling.
Good fit. That jazz night just grew from a VIP concert for donors that were local to the area to a celebration of South Dakota Public TV building a new antenna. It's going to increase their range, I guess, or better reception. So they wanted to thank the city of Mitchell. So they ended up having 3 bands. We had the Swedish Meatballs, the local group that we have a couple of their players work for us in that band, and then the Tritones played, and then at 8 o'clock till about 9:20, Will Flynn, who was a Mitchell High grad, dad teaches at Dakota Wesleyan. He was the spotlight artist, and they had their jazz night host here, and we had full light and sound production, and it was really a good show. So it will be rebroadcast. If you see it on the jazz night, it will be rebroadcast, and there's a good. Anybody from downtown see that?
I was down.
Okay, what'd you think? I mean,
It was good.
I thought it was just a nice evening.
It was.
For something we just kind of fell in our lap. I got farmer's market there. It continues to be strong. The hot weather really hit us hard 2 weeks ago. But last week was good. We had Lizzie Morris was on the stage. We had next week we have, if you remember, Rusty Ryerson performed Festival 2020. He's actually passing through. He's going to do a free show on the stage during the market. So we'll check that out. That just brings extra people down. So that's still going well. We're very happy with the market this year, other than the one hot night. The vendors have done well, and I think they're happy about that. Pre-Sturgis Party, the city basically coordinated that event this year along with some committees and clockworks and things. Anyway, our staff, and we do a lot with that, but it's a great event for the city of Mitchell, and the bands were good, we thought. It was a good fun week last week. A couple upcoming events, again, these are more community-minded, but Day of Caring is an event that goes on tomorrow with United Way, the service groups that go and volunteers that help organizations, individuals. The city has a group going out, but we're actually have a project. So we have the Davidson County Juvenile Detention, I guess, I forget what they're called exactly, but Youth Probation Officers Group. There's 6 of them coming, and they're going to be painting the steps in the raised section, which is a great event this year. We get it all nice and bright white for festival and going into the fall and all of our fall events. So that's something we've had to do the last few years. And then First United Methodist Church on the 20th is actually having a service in the plaza. So 2 weeks ago, we had Harvest Community Church did a show in the plaza. And they didn't have much of a need for our support. They just rented the stage like a park. And they had brought a singer in. But this will be a full-blown church service on the 20th. So they'll use our stage. We'll put some chairs out for them. And it's a great space to use. And we're happy that it's so busy in the summertime. Okay. Let's take a look and jump right into festival. We think we are in pretty good shape. Obviously, normally these kinds of things, well, this we'd be doing now. I've spent a lot of time the last 2 weeks just wrapping up the band stuff. In fact, just now, right, we get a call, say we're going to be needing some hotel rooms. I would have had those in April or May, before now. So that is, that's just changed things. Not ideal, but we are very happy with the 2 shows that we've got. I think they're a good fit. So I know we were kind of scrambling there into July. Thanks for the quick feedback on those, and not what I want to do. We'll discuss more about that as we get into executive session. But take a look at the schedule. Wednesday, We're gonna kick off things at 4 o'clock. Festival exhibits. Jessica from James Valley Community Center is organizing that again with the volunteers and meeting those people that bring in the exhibits. I think some of our folks in here had some fun judging last year, so I'm looking for judges, 5 o'clock on Wednesday, the 22nd. If you need to check your schedules, the fact that we don't have a concert, I mean, our rides will be open, there's kind of some fires we always try to put out with vendors and things, so it's a little tough for me to be in here, and Craig, because we just kind of have to be available for the vendors and the ride to make sure everything gets started without a hitch.
Is it still upstairs in the armory?
Yes, upstairs in the armory. Bingo will be set up there, but it'll be around the perimeter, and we think it'll grow. We haven't had a ton of packets picked up yet, but we'll be, promoting that, obviously as much as possible here.
Where do they get the packets?
From the box office or online.
Okay.
Yep, cornpalace.com. I can show you that exactly.
But I just was wondering, because last year when we judged, there were some really nice things. I think you were the same group, but they didn't follow the rules. That said it had to be on a piece of paper, or it had to do this. And you feel so bad about some really nice things not winning their category.
So I will tell you, Jessica's been a huge help there. She took our book and cleaned it up a little bit. So the verbiage here is a lot cleaner. And I don't spend time going through right now, but I think you're gonna find it's better. And her volunteers are a little more aware of what it is. So the categories are cleaned up, they're combined, so there aren't quite so many.
Oh,
So it'll be
good.
easier to judge. I'll send this out to you, just so you can kind of, especially if you're gonna be judging, so you're just a little bit familiar with it. Reach out to the high school, because they'll be in session about photography and some of those kids. And then I'm gonna just jump to the bottom here. So we made this a little simpler too. 3 things to fill out: category, class, age, description. She moved this down, so she'll take over
Okay,
this.
we talked about that last year.
Yep, that was your suggestion, and so that'll be covered for the judging.
Good.
So,
I hate picking myself to be the winner every time.
so I think,
Yeah, you had
Hate it.
so many.
again,
Yeah, that
thanks
bread of
to
mine
your
was great.
feedback, are also our coloring pages, which actually is an easy and fun thing to do for families. I didn't realize my pictures last year were just not good. It was done poorly, to say the least. So I had Emily Moody went in junior, beginner, and more appropriate and a little bit more themed, if you will. Yeah, so you start filling that.
That's yours, Steve.
Yeah, I thought it meant senior citizen, not senior skill level.
But we could be
Go back to
junior, senior citizen picture there. Yeah. So all of those things though, and if you do go here, I would appreciate if you took a look at the website. If you see something that doesn't make sense, let me know. I mean, I edit this, we edit in the box office, but we can make a mistake, and we don't obviously want mistakes if possible. So all things festival right here. Festival schedule, in fact, I think I got a couple things to add in here yet that are on this sheet, so we'll be doing that tomorrow right away. So,
I'll help Judge on that.
okay, that's awesome.
I as well.
Carol, Jean,
I
Steve.
can too.
It's kind of fun.
There's things to taste, Gio.
Yeah, can we put ribs in it for next year?
Awesome. I will get you a little more information about who the volunteer is up there, and they'll have the names covered, and we'll have ribbons and all those kinds of things there, which, let's do a quick run around the ribbon. I know you have them all sorted, so just make sure we're not short anything. So that's awesome. Then we'll open up with the rides at 4 o'clock. The wristbands are on sale right now. So again, if people are asking you, they're $49 now. They'll be $54 on Wednesday, once the carnival opens. We are selling them to our sponsors, and they'll be getting that information so that for $44. So what happens there is that we're adding value to the sponsor. but that does cost us $5. I mean, the Gold Star gets there 49, right? So we owe them $5 for everyone we get, so, you know, it's kind of a trade of dollars, if you will, but we're
How
trying
many
to.
of them take you up on it? Very many? Is
Oh, yes,
that
gosh,
quite a few?
Last year we had quite a few.
Really?
yeah. Avera did, they did a lot. Trail King,
Not so much, but when it went out to Avera, I was seeing a dozen people a day picking up multiple.
because you've got 2 or 3 children, it's the best value.
It is.
And, yeah, that's substantial savings. So we're happy to do that and add some value to our sponsorship. So we got entertainment every night. Again, I'll keep moving here. This is on the Plaza stage. So that's our scoreboard, Culver's Plaza stage again. That's a $3,000 sponsorship there. And that helps cover the majority of that entertainment. Lizzie Morrison's going to do a 90-minute show. And then we're going to do a quick break and City Jazz Band. So it's not the full city band, there's like 60 of them. This is 15 of them that do kind of more of the jazzy types of stuff. They're going to go till 9 o'clock that night. So, and they have a nice following. So again, we'll have the tent set up out there. The stage will get used. Midway will be going on. The scoreboard parking lot will be part of festival. So we're going to have our, not on Wednesday, we won't, but on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll have the kids, the corn maze there and kind of a corn playground with corn sandbox, things like that. Thursday, yeah, this is, why is that so short? Well, it's the same kind of things. VFW bingo, the vendors and amusement rides. When I say vendors, that's food. Most of them are open over lunch too. They just want to take, people know they can come down and have lunch. I don't put it on the schedule, but they will be open for lunch. And then 6 to 9, Guilty Pleasure Orchestra, and they'll do an 80s rock that night. So that'll be a full show. They do full light and sound as part of that. That's our most expensive group we have outside, but they're going to do a nice show. Friday, our first concert day. Again, Colonels are out of town that night, so you know that gives a few more people that maybe will come down. Face painting is going to be on the Midway. We've got Carter Kenneth and Smoking Jacks. They're going to do 2 shows at your request. We're going to bring them back then after Michael Ray and Dylan Marlowe to play a set, and they'll shut down at 11. So whatever that concert ends, you know, and that's kind of a fluid. But doors are going to open at 6:30. Dylan Marlowe will go on at 7:30. They'll take a break, switch over the stage, all that kind of stuff. We think probably around 8 o'clock before Michael Ray goes on. So it could be, no, excuse me.
Yeah, it'll be later than
Yeah,
that.
about 8:45, 9 o'clock, yeah. Dylan Marlowe's going to do he's scheduled for 45 minutes, but he can do 60 minutes. He does have a 60-minute show, but, you know, kind of come those artists kind of get together backstage and, you know, with the production and figure out what they're going to do. But it should be a good show. Michael Ray, I mean, Steve, you guys have been doing a great job playing a lot of him and mentioning it. I know those are all, we get a lot of freebies from them when they play the song and say, hey, you're going to be at the Corn Bells Festival this year. So we appreciate that.
Nothing a popcorn ball can't, you know, settle.
I think we'll all bring them over.
Or ribs on the.
Yeah, our ribs on the exhibits.
And we are, I guess, I think we told you, we're doing the party pit, then there's a break, general admission, and reserved in section A. $25 and $35 tickets. These are very reasonable shows. So, you know, our goal is to get 1,200 people, 1,400 people in that night for each of these, honestly. Right now, tickets are slow. We're about almost even sales-wise, they're very close. But we 100, two more than 100 tickets sold. So very slow. That's not that unusual, quite honestly. But we have a lot of work to do. So we'll talk more about that in just a bit with advertising. Then we get through the rest of the festival. You know, the show will end whatever, 9:30, quarter to 10, 10 o'clock. As soon as they're done, the band will play outside again, and we'll try to keep those folks around till 11. It's a Friday night. give them some place to go and place to hang out. We'll start cleaning and get the prep ready for Saturday morning. Again, we start at 11 a.m. with our vendors. Gold Star's at 12. We're doing in the plaza, the Phil Baker's Kids Show, 10 to 12, and then we will start registration for the kids' pedal pole. Okay, at 12, at 1 o'clock, the kids' pedal pole will run. And they're gonna do ages 4 through 12. It's a sanctioned pole, which means the top 3 qualify. We're doing trophies. It's a customized Corn Palace Festival trophy, Corn Palace pedal pole, age 4, 2003, for boys 4, each 4. Anyway, we go 4 to 12, boys and girls. First place and second place will get trophies, third place will get a ribbon. Keep the cost down a bit. And of course, on Labor Day, we host the state meet. And we think with Phil Baker playing right ahead of that, that's gonna bring some of those younger kids in, and we'll promote the heck out of him. Again, we'll have a maze set up for the little brothers and sisters that wanna hang out and play in the corn or do the maze. That will all be available as well. Then Swedish Meatball will come on 5 to 7. Then we stop Broadway's Rock of Ages Band. And that's a 7:30 show. Doors will open at 6:30. And then Swedish Meatball will play as soon as they're done until 11 o'clock. And whatever that's, and they're prepared to do that. Sunday, so those are our 2 show days. I guess I don't have to have commitments now, but ticketing is really fast. Our staff will ticket in the box office, but we're always looking for folks who can usher or scan tickets. And you've done this before. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7:30. By 8 o'clock, 8:15, we're almost down to 1 window because some don't come to the opener. But with Rock of Ages, that's the show, so we expect them to be there. By 8:15, you can go in and watch the show or go have dinner or something like that. So I don't have the commitments now, but I would like to consider working a show to scan, and it's really quite a fast process. We don't have many issues. Our technology works quite well. For both Friday and Saturday, we're going to use the show choir parents again for beer sales out in the lobby, and the liquor sales will be on the corner of the stage, or corner of the floor, I should say, and then the VIP area will have both. They'll have a bar and beer, liquor and beer up front. So smoking area will be on the south doors. We have search and rescue, police. We'll use some of our student staff for security outside, watching doors, that kind of thing. Michael Ray is bringing a bus. Dylan Marlowe's bringing a van. Pretty low needs, quite honestly. They're not, we don't expect a lot of security issues. The Rock of Ages band are a fly-in. So they're gonna be flying in Friday. They'll be here wandering around. We'll have a couple vehicles too, but I'm gonna have to get some folks and scheduled to, I don't know what their flights are yet, but when they do, I take 2, there's 8 of them. So 2 vehicles to Sioux Falls Airport to pick up and to return on Sunday. So the tricky part is we have to get license copies for everybody that's gonna be a driver. So, and we got some other folks that have done that for years. I'll reach out and see what we can find, but maybe consider that if you don't mind driving. They're usually fun to visit with and kind of get the inside scoop on some of that. But there'll be 8 of them, and 2 vehicles on Friday and 2 vehicles on Sunday. Do not know flights yet. And then we will hotel them and all that goes along with that for Friday and Saturday night. Sunday, again, a shorter day. We open up at 12. Phil Baker's going to do a show 12 to 2. And then Billy Lurkin's going to go on. He's a quick setup, so he'll be 2 to 4:30, basically to close, and it ends up at 5. So, questions about the schedule? Something that you think we've expanded our vendors. We've got 4 new vendors coming this year, and we just lost 1. Like Big Daddy's, for example, doesn't do entrees now. He's going to do a lemonade stand. So we brought another entree beef tips kind of truck to fill that spot. We just added a lemonade and smoothies trailer. The ice cream.
Pizza, ice cream, that's 2 other ones.
Yep, the ice cream truck you've seen around town. They're thrilled to be part of it. So That's gonna be pushing down Fifth Street a little bit, because we're pretty full, quite honestly. We got other soft good vendors too, we added a couple of those, so we have the 7th and Main lot, again on the west side, it's owned by the Mercantile. And then, then we'll go down. The old tractor display we'll have again, they're excited to come back. What we won't do this year is, remember last year back 40 pushed those tables out in the middle of the street. And kind of created a barrier, it's great for seating, and that's fine, but I'm gonna not have her do that. We wanna keep that alley open right down the street. For one thing, our vendors are gonna go beyond Kiki this year, and we wanna get some exposure for the Old Iron Club that's making an effort to be here, kind of fill up that end of Main Street, because I wanna bring a little bit of that old ag back to the Corn Palace, so. We'll have a pretty full Midway. Gold Star, a little bit like herding cats, to be very honest with you. Called them twice, they're scheduled, that's not the issue. It's where are you gonna set up, what time are you arriving, what rides are you bringing? Some fairly important questions for us, but they're always so busy, I just can't pin them down to make a conference call, so we'll keep trying. Just some little things that conversation could head off, so.
Well, they are coming, right?
They are coming.
Okay, all right.
Yes, yeah. Vouchers were sent. I've been in touch with them a few different times here in the last month, so. They come from Owatonna, Minnesota here. They'll come in actually some will show up on Sunday night, during the night. The rest of them will come in on Monday-ish. So we closed the parking lot for them on Monday, actually, on Lawler Street, on Kimball Street. And then the rest of the lot's closure Tuesday morning. And then they'll set. So that is kind of our festival schedule. Any thoughts, feedback? Look for some emails, any help is always appreciated for tickets. With the 2 concerts, we can cover the plaza stuff easily. Our bartenders will be available. We've got a good group of them. We feel good about staffing. Some of our college kids will be back. They work the box office, so.
I got 3 ticket takers for you on Friday,
Ooh, awesome.
including me.
You being one of them.
I'll be one of them.
Jean plus 2
Yep.
on
Plus me.
Friday.
Friday. Geo Friday as well.
Yeah.
I'll be for sure available Friday.
Okay. Saturday is the Dakota Wesley football game at night, which will, we're hopeful that those folks will come down midway afterwards and celebrate. There you go. So
Is it a home?
it's a home game. Yep, on Saturday.
I gotta go to that.
Yep. So yeah. No, we want them to do well. We want them to do well as well. So. Okay, I'll follow up. Thank you, Gene. Because honestly, ticketing wise and scanning, that 4 people's probably enough. That's actually 5, so we're in great shape. Honestly, I know radio is going to do some introductions for Friday and Saturday shows, so we got that covered. And, some of them now are going away and they just do kind of a sounder type thing, but we really want to thank our sponsors, and that's what's nice is we've got Vern Ivey for Friday night and Spencer Corey's Commercial Asphalt for Saturday. So.
And I just do on Friday.
Yes, yep, got that.
I'm gonna go with it.
She's rocking out Saturday, baby.
That's right.
Okay, festival advertising. So, as you know, we're doing some of the traditionals, we backed off, we have no TV going, we have radio, we have our posters, which have been out in the community. We've been doing things on our Facebook page. Newspaper, starting today or tomorrow, you'll start seeing a hovering, which I really like what the chamber did for Pre-Sturgis. I thought that was really effective. I read the paper every day, and they still have 15,000 subscribers. It's fairly substantial yet. Anyway, you'll start to see those if you do the Daily Republic. And then Gray Marketing is doing the digital. Now, have you seen, let me go into my Facebook page here, let's see if it shows up. Probably not, hopefully nothing too crazy. Let's see. Well, if I just go to Corn Palace.
You making your hair look like that?
That's my
Rock of Ages outfit.
Yeah.
That's my nephew's. Apparently she got into school back to school. Okay, so you'll see this sponsored by, actually, that one says, you'll see them say, but this is one of them, sponsored by, at the top. So if I go to my Facebook page, I just, in the essence of time, but this is what they're looking like, and they have different things that they say here, you know. Just 1 week, you know, just 1 week away, they have, so we approved a whole page of these different things like this. So they're focusing on concerts, not the festival. So our posters, our radio, we'll do our local festival. We don't get a lot of folks from Sioux Falls to come over and ride rides, right? You know, it's the concerts what we're interested in there. So Mark just called me, said that they got the code fixed for our web page, which was not necessarily easy to do, not as easy as it should have been, and we should start reaching more of our zip codes that the analytics that they have for us. So, you know, kind of take a look. If you don't like, if you do social media, make sure you follow, obviously, Corn Palace, Chamber. Does the Chamber then, Alex, you want to talk a little bit about what you're going to do or have available?
I was gonna say, on our Visit Mitchell Facebook site as well, that same posting is shared on Visit Mitchell. It's being advertised in our community newsletter. And then we also have it on our app. So if you don't have our Everything Mitchell app, download that. It's free on the Google Play and Apple stores. And we did this for the pre-Sturgis party as well. We normally have eat, shop, play, and stay sections on the app. But for pre-Sturgis and for the festival, we add a special section as well for Corn Palace Festival. And then right now Johanna just has like your poster, your link to your website, a schedule of events, a link directly to purchase concert tickets, and then like the information on Michael Ray and Rockways Rock of Ages. I think a list of vendors, if you had that, would be really good.
Sure.
I know as a visitor, people would be like, where can I eat?
Right,
I have
that's a
a
great
list.
idea because we have that and
Yeah.
we do it for the farmer's market. So we'll,
So I would suggest that, because then we can add another section for the vendors, and then the rides as well.
Is it possible to put a link on there also for Villamar, if we're trying to reach?
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
if we just have Michael Ray on here, we're trying to reach college kids.
so
That
Mark,
age, they're
Yeah.
like.
Mark specifically said that they're gonna do some things for Dylan Marlowe. And with TikTok, which is where a lot of folks are following him apparently, again, they have those analytics, you know, and our community's not unlike Sioux Falls or Omaha. That's kind of where they, you know, that's where they draw their analytics from. So, but yes, he did mention that they're gonna target him a little bit too. So, I will ask them to specifically build a few things. And our people are building things too, that you've seen. And we can do that. Like, this is an image that they made, so it combined, this is not, and I'll be honest with you, this is not an approved image that we have, but the advantage of working with Gray Marketing and Romeo, they say, hey, can we build this? And they just do it, we don't have to approve anything. So, you notice the little graphic here, which I thought was kind of cool. That's not approved Corn Palace, but there's another one just like, similar to this, only with the Rock of Ages band too, if you haven't seen it. So, and they're all doing their rock star thing.
And I will say we also did do a monthly ad in the 605 magazine, and we used August issue to do a Corn Palace Festival, so it's a full page in there as well. Mostly
nice.
highlighting the concerts, because like you said, people don't come for them.
And I just got state tourism update there. They put it on their social media. So again, as people look for South Dakota stuff and visiting,
This is what's gonna pop up.
right, so it shows up. So I know that's all free stuff, you know, our partners, if you will. So Alex, we appreciate what you and your team are doing.
Yeah, I mean, and if we can provide more, you know, when you get set up, I was just thinking about having, you know, we have a link to your website, but sometimes people like apps, they're easier to navigate. You know, if we could post QR codes too for people to download the app, and then they have access to the festival as well.
Which is what you're getting, that takes you to our festival page. So schedule, exhibit book, concert tickets, all of that kind of thing. So if you're, so we think the poster's pretty good too. So we've got a lot out there. You should be hearing it on, if you listen to, you might hear it on there too.
I've seen it a lot on Facebook.
So bad.
Good. Well, I thought when the priest heard this stuff, I did too. It was awesome. You know, just keeps hitting me in the face a little bit. Say, okay, hello, finally. So, see, but we gotta get people to come and buy a ticket. And we know we're gonna have a lot of day out. Just that's how it is. We talked about that with the rodeo. We just went through the setup and we had Greg, maybe 250, 300 tickets sold. That we had 1,000 people come in. We got caught off guard big time. We had no idea that many people were walking into the rodeo. You know, we can sell tickets okay, but it wasn't spectacular. We did better the second night, so we anticipate a lot of that. So, any questions on advertising or what we got going on? Again, I'm open to suggestions. If you see something, just need more of this, we can make a pretty quick turnaround. That's what we're doing the next 2 weeks, obviously, is to just keep hammering this. Decorating wise, we're
One more
gonna,
question.
yes.
So on that, is it visible, like, pretty visible somewhere that it's only $25?
No, I haven't.
If I'm looking at, I just, like, if I'm like, I'm not really that interested in these, but then if I see it's $25, I'm like, it's $25, it'd be something to do, you know, yeah.
I will send the grade marketing folks and say, maybe you can put a little icon down here, just 25, you know, GA tickets, $25. You know, when they go there, they're gonna see reserved party pit. Okay, yeah, I like it. I will ask
Because
them.
if they're thinking Sioux Falls tickets, or, you know, like,
Yep.
other concert tickets that are, you know, $70 or whatever, but if they find out they're only $25.
Even going to the Sioux Empire Fair concerts, I think, some of those are a ticket, others are free with admission, but I was just kind of wondering what some of those were. Whiskey Myers, Brothers Osborne got canceled because of the rain, I think. So, which, again, we have that advantage, you know, the climate's gonna be awesome inside. So, decorating wise, we lose our summer decorators for the most part next Tuesday. Straw, we knew the straw was short, physically short, and because it was physically short, it doesn't cover quite as much. You know, normally a ride is maybe 4 foot long, and you can do 3 nice cuts of it. So because of that, we're gonna be using more corn. The good news is we have, the corn's looking wonderful right now. So the yellow ears are, if you've had any sweet corn ears are this long. It's amazing. So we feel good about that, and Jeff's got a plan to, where we normally, we're not much short, we're just really a couple small areas that we would, and if we can find rice straw, we would do it. Our farmer, you know, it's tough to find it in a bale. You know, most of the farmers will do rye and then they'll bale it up. And when you bale it, it kind of twists the straw, it's really not real useful for us. Bottom line was, he had this in acres that just didn't grow quite tall enough to give us as many cuts as we normally would have. But good news is our corn, and it's gonna, should arrive the first week of September. So it's earlier than normal. It's been a good year. Just hope we don't get any hail. Great. Why don't you do a little ticket update and some of the stuff you've been doing up with.
Yeah, so we kind of already talked about ticket sales, and they're not good, so we'll move on from that. But if you guys walk through the Corner Palace, I had Kevin, one of the maintenance guys, build a little display. I want to start selling some additional items to try to make up for the revenue loss. So if you guys have any great ideas that you think I should maybe look into, I have a few things in the works, but something that you think would be a nice corn addition, please shoot me an email, text, call me, whatever. I'm open to ultimate in any type of suggestions. So, but I got a few things over there. We're just kind of waiting for a few more pieces to come in for the display. Staffing wise, I've got 4 kids that I'm losing to college, which is great for them, not good for us. But I have enough going into the basketball season. We'll probably add a couple more when things start to roll a little bit. But I'm looking good there. I'm comfortable with what we have and, you know, who I'm losing, so I think we'll be fine there. You guys have any questions for me?
I had I'm going to ask you about corn, and sweet corn, that is, sweet corn. And I don't know if anybody's asked you. Right? They're selling it next door, and a lot of it. And I don't know, they used to sell sweet corn, you know, here in concessions, depending on the year, I think, a little bit, but I don't know if it's something we look at next year, but it's kind of unique. You know, you get it when it's fresh versus stuff that's, you know, from our vendor, it's frozen, you know, you heat it up, and it's probably not what you want to sell. But the sweet corn right now is tremendous.
Yes, it is. I got so much problems with the bar.
Yeah. You got all these rents, being sweet corn. Yeah, I don't know, we'd have to look at how we prep it and keep it so it looks good. And
But that farmer's market, whatever they doing with that drive, it's amazing.
Isn't that something?
It's amazing. I was like,
That's that.
a healthy snack, literally. Like,
Yeah.
Can't explain it, but it's good. Like all
What is
their,
it?
it's like dry peas, dry
Freeze
corn.
dried.
It's freeze dried. I love it.
They freeze dry, I lean more toward the Skittles and freeze dried Whoppers, but they freeze dried vegetables
My
too.
coworker bought a dog from the farmer's market.
Yeah, we sold dogs one night.
Yeah.
One of our,
She has 5 dogs, but she.
one of our kids bought one too, a dog.
Yeah, so we had vendors show up.
$5?
They
No,
wanted
oh,
to know if they could sell puppies. So Doug looked into it, and it was all legal and everything. And they came with 3 dogs, and they sold all 3 of them. And one of them was to one of Gio's coworkers, and one was to one of the gals in our concession stand. And I don't know who got the other one, but they were only here one night because they sold out of puppies.
And they come chipped and everything.
Potty trained and.
Oh, no, not probably not
I
that.
don't think they were that advanced.
You know, the farmer's market has really been a lot of fun, and it's not a, you know, it's not a big setup for us. They do all the work. We turn on the music, we try to put stuff on the stage. We've had Lakota dancers from local here, Kenny Miller. And, you know, it's a fun little 3-minute show, but he explains what's going on. Last week we had another demo.
Yeah.
That was a different person. I wasn't here.
David did it, but Kenny did he emceed it.
Yeah.
It was very informative, and he did 3 separate dances. You know, they're 2-3 minutes apiece. But just the history of it and the way they explain, you know, it just looks like a bunch of mumbo jumbo if you don't understand what they're trying to put across as the interpretation of. You know, so one was a sneak dance, and it was about they teach the young kids how to hunt. So it was, you know, you're trying to be sneaky, you know, because they're crouching down and crawling, and, you know, it's like, well, it doesn't make any sense until somebody says, you know, this is why they're doing what they're doing. So it was pretty good.
So we are, and then we've got Lizzie Morgan's here. Last week, we have Board and Brush was going to do a live demo, and I messed up on the date. I thought they were tomorrow night, and apparently I said the 16th. Well, I moved Rusty Ryerson to the 16th because he was passing through. And he was going to go Thursday. I said, wow, tough just to do a free show, you know, on a Thursday. We know we're going to have more people here, right? 100 plus the vendors, plus the bicycle riders all come down and start in from the plaza every Wednesday. So moved him to Wednesday, and then I apparently messed up on that. That's what happens when you don't email you do on the phone, right? So we're gonna try to get Board and Brush here another time. We will do the market, by the way, on the 23rd. So they'll be in the scoreboard lot. So hopefully, you know, obviously we have a big crowd coming in. We'll promote it at the farmer's market as part of the festival too. It's a very nice addition. I could put them, I don't know where I put them, on Main Street. We don't really have a.
No, I think we need to leave them in the same area so people aren't looking for them.
And it's just because we'll have the tent and the green space and the band playing, we're right by the parking lot, so people won't miss it. It didn't go as good last year as I thought, but last year we only had a few vendors, so I'm pretty confident it'll be good for the vendors.
And Rusty's coming August 16th?
August 16th, yes. So we'll push that on our social media, too. Yeah, we can tomorrow, next Wednesday. He does a bunch of Sturgis runs, and then while he's here, they always get him up at Clark, maybe, and T. Smith, plays some shows up there, I think, so. But yeah, he's quite talented, if you haven't heard him. He's got a nice talent. So, okay, I'm gonna, quick conversation in executive session regarding our entertainment contractors. So we just need a motion to do that.
A motion to go into executive session?
All right.
Second, I guess. All right.
Gio, you